He competed
Is he
just
competing
yesterday
Interesting.
at
in
the
Yeah.
women?
Arizona Pro.
What in women's physique,
Yeah,
women's bodybuilding?
Um,
women's physique.
Oh,
Confusing
Is
right now.
IFBB aware of that, do you think? Or I was curious.
I
interesting.
think they know. I was kind of, because what I posted, it was a picture I tagged him in, and he identifies as a woman, but he is a man. So I
Interesting. Huh.
it
I don't know
shouldn't be
about
no
that.
surprise. It shouldn't
Is
be
the
no
IFBB
surprise.
going to do anything about this? Like, are they going to allow that to continue? Are they
well, it's too
aware?
late. I don't know. She already has done two pro shows. Already. She she did Van Isle a couple years ago. No, last year. Van Isle last year, and doing the Arizona Pro this year, and that's already two shows too many. I think some people may not like the idea of that.
I mean,
Interesting.
it shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, if you like weeks ago, you heard about the men that trying to compete in the WNBA,
But that's the
and
WNBA.
that's like the outburst of that, and that
That's
could happen.
WNBA.
Okay, he says it's the WNBA, but what I was trying to get at is it's happening in society. Bodybuilding, it's not no exception. It ain't no nothing sacred or anything like that. It's a sport, and if men that want to identify as a woman compete, they gonna be able to do it if the IFBB don't say anything. They can get away with it. If the IFBB don't say anything, the person can get away with it. Check this out. Where I worked at, they do like this sexual harassment thing. And so if a person that identifies as the person that identify as a woman, and they don't have to be a biologically woman, if they identify as a woman, and if you tell them that they're a man, that's considered sexual harassment. you know it's society. That's where I probably should have said that, but I don't know. It just All I could just say is no surprise, and I probably should have put more into it, but that's what I was trying to get at.
You know,
So
but he's got to figure out this. Bodybuilding already gets stigma of women being called men
Right.
because they compete in
Exactly.
a very masculine.
And that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they it doesn't matter if they has a stigma. Bodybuilding is not it's nothing special. It's just ignored in society, you know. And I get what you're saying. I get what he's saying, but at the same time, I mean, there's people that that aren't women look like women, and they got muscles, and they could easily compete if the IFBB don't say nothing. So it's society. It doesn't matter. Society is just it's it's in that state. I'm sorry to say, but it's in that state of, if somebody identify identifies themselves as a woman and they're not biologically a woman, they can probably possibly compete at a woman's bodybuilding show if the IFBB, whoever's in charge, allow it to happen.
Sport. Now
well,
it's
it
one
shouldn't be
thing.
a surprise. It's not a.
Yeah,
It,
it's
it
it's.
I'm
I'm not saying it's not a
I'm
surprise, but
thinking as
brother,
well. It
you
shouldn't
got
be
to
a
think about it.
surprise.
It, you say it's not a surprise, but some might not think it is. That's your thinking, but
And
this is
No, it's not just my thinking. It's the way how society is running. Unfortunately, it's warped. So you can want to defend the women all you want in the panel. I'm just telling the truth, basically.
Something
And the thing is coming out of fruition because if they doing that, on a popular sport, at its popular, well, the WNBA, it's not that popular. Well, it ain't compared to the NBA. But if men are competing in women basketball, like it should be a surprise with women bodybuilding.
No, but the
well,
IFBB
we have
doesn't need to tolerate that. That needs to be a
Yeah,
zero tolerance policy.
exactly. Exactly.
Sweetie, they not gonna do nothing if you don't say nothing. You know, they not gonna say nothing if it's not a problem. I mean, if they doing it in regular society, how much is bodybuilding? What's the difference in bodybuilding? It's no different. I mean, I get it. I get it. Y'all don't want to compete against a man, but you probably have to say something. Y'all have to band together, all the divisions, and say something.
Hard line.
Because he's already got the advantage.
Exactly.
He's already got the advantage. Why should we already have enough time? We got to work our butts off in the gym and
Right.
eat and do all the things we got to do. Then you're going to get somebody who's already got the advantage.
I would welcome a trans athlete on my team or against my team anytime. I don't think it's a problem in the world. It's just another way to kind of attack trans people.
Okay, here they are.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect.
Oh, this one too.
I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well.
And just FYI, there's one in Europe that's playing right now.
Like I would never be able to compete with a biological male ever under any circumstance.
Exactly.
That's why they have their own. They have a league of their own.
And what league is that? I ain't really get that part.
I genuinely did not expect this outcome, and I'm not saying that in a way to gloat or be prideful. When I signed up for this competition, I did not expect to win. It was a pipe dream. Obviously, everyone enters competition wanting to win.
Men got nothing on me, habibi. Nothing. You can't try me. You won't even do 50% of what I do. I'm just kidding. But you know what? I'll be honest. I only compete with men. I don't compete with... I'm like, shit, he did more weights than me. The other day, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna catch up to his weights. Yeah. That's how I think this is how I progress. Because the men, most likely they push harder. They don't fear weights. A lot of women fear weights. A lot of women are afraid to push, to go to failure, etc. So for me, when I watch those guys, open, classic guys, they're like lifting this kind of load.
Even we're at a point where women want to compete with men. So, I mean, I'm just pointing things out. Whether you agree, you don't want to agree, I'm just pointing it out.